Good morning, everybody, and it is a late day on Tuesday. We had a hummingbird in our garage, and we couldn't get him out. So we sacrificed the show for the hummingbird, but he's fine. He's out. Everything is good. So hope everybody's good today. So in the wake of all these things, I didn't have a chance to update our stat chart, but I will tell you that we have 2,781 homes on the market. So we're down to about 17 days of inventory again. And that's because you put 125 homes sold yesterday, and you only listed 102. So that's the difference. We have to list more than we sell. And that's part of today's show. And I won't take a lot of your time today because I know I'm late. So how to win the day. We talk about this so often, and it is such an important part of what we do. And how you win the day. And I'm just going to nudge everybody out there because I think you need to be reminded of this probably once a week. You know why? Because I have noticed that this market is so frantic that we get off kilter. We get out of our rhythm. And that happens when we have this type of frenzy that's going on right now. An agent put a home coming soon, and we had like agents lined up and appointments. The agent actually held like an open house day and let everybody come through. And they do that a lot in Canada too, when they have rentals. But you can do it in this market. I'm sure some of you probably are. And that's what this agent did. So as a result, there's over 20 offers, which the seller will review today and have an answer, for the agents that have put in good offers. But it is amazing in this frenzy market. So what happens when it gets like that? It kind of gets into your system, into your mind, and you don't always do the consistent things that you need to do to be successful, because this frenzy will not last forever. And so I just want to remind everybody that you win the day, and you win the day by making 5 check-in calls, right? Check in with the people that you do business with. And then you write 3 personal notes and you add 1 person to your database. So I'm going to just go over this quickly because this isn't as hard as it sounds when you start just winning the day, because you win the week by grabbing a coffee with a favorite client. You hold at least 1 business to business lunch, and then you average at least 7 pop-bys in a week. That's 1 a day. That's 2 for 3 days, or, however you want to play it out, however the numbers work for you. And then you win the month because you contact all of your A-plus clients. And we've talked about how you group your clients, and the A-plus clients are people that have given you a referral. A clients are people who said they would. And then you send an item of value to your database on the 1st of the month, and you send an e-report on the 15th of the month, and then you host a business networking meeting. Now that's a little bit more sophisticated than maybe a lot of you are if you're just getting back into the business, getting back to basics, trying to figure out how you're going to navigate through the rest of the year. So that might be a little bit. Once a month. That's not too bad, though. You might be able to do that once a month. And what that means is you get people together, your handy people, your painters, your landscapers, if anybody that and invite them to a little networking meeting, a little lunch, or maybe whatever. I mean, the restaurants are open now, thank goodness. So everybody can get back together. Excuse me. So winning 2 hours, you win the day. And so when you do the win the day 4 days, you win the week. And when you do the week for 3 weeks, you win the month. Now that's really, if you think about it, not that hard. And then all you have to do is win 8 months and you win the year. So if you do the math on this, it's not that difficult. It just seems, oh my gosh, win the day. How am I going to do all this? Well, you win the day, but you only win the day for 4 days a week. And you win the week because you only win the week for 3 weeks a month. And you win the month because you only win 8 months in a year. So that gives you, 4 months of time to show buyers, do other things that you do to generate your business and keep your business going, so on and so forth. So it's not really, as awesome as it might seem here on the screen, because when you really dig it down, it isn't. And then, of course, I added my 7,300 social media connections, which takes about 20 minutes a day to be intentional, to connect with people, leave comments, relevant comments, share something that they have posted, and like something that they have posted. And then, of course, I really encourage you to direct message people. And part of all of this is in Facebook, especially, is putting people into lists. It makes it a lot easier to communicate with lists than just the public. And you don't really want to tell the public everything. So let's go on here to my next slide. So my next slide is this one. Let me hide this one. You have no idea how fast I did all this. Okay, so whoops. I'll get it, kids, right? Okay, so think about this. In 2 years, if you farm 2 neighborhoods, and I put the price range up there, 250 to 350, and you sit open houses every other week, and you contact your circle of influence, just like we said, 1 market watch email a month to your database, 1 letter with an item of value to your database, and a personal note. Now, you're not going to write a personal note to all of your database, but you are going to group them so that you can, maybe do, like we said, 15 a month, and so on and so forth, so that you are constantly in this little revolving door of your monthly contacting your circle of influence. And then the other thing is that you should add 4 new names to your database every week, and always ask for referrals. And if you don't ask, guess what? You're not going to get it. And it's amazing. We're teaching 100 Days to Greatness, and so many of the students are saying, the agents are saying, "Oh my gosh, I asked somebody, if I would be the person they would choose, and they said yes." So the Mirror campaign really works, but you have to ask. And live by referral doesn't mean that agents are referring you. It means that people are referring people to you. So when you ask for by the way, if you had a family member or a friend who was going to buy or sell real estate, would I be the agent that you would choose? And you say that when you're closing the deal, and you should get at least 2 referrals when you close a deal. So it's not that hard to add new people to your database. And I say names, but I really mean relationships. Relationships. That's the most important thing. So you have to understand that the frenzy will move again. This frenzy is not going to last forever. And so you need to learn how to work a farm area, because you have to have a farm. You have to have a farm. The list to last is the secret formula to success in real estate. And the 8th month rule applies. And that's what we just went over, how you win the day. You just have to do these things for not January through August and then you quit. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that over the year, you would have put in an 8th month, 8 months of win the day system. And the average market stats will tell you that there is a home that's going to be sold every 7 years in the United States. So what does that mean? Let's see here what that means. I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to do this. So eventually, hopefully, you will have a 500 home farm. So let's look at the numbers real quick. If 71 homeowners list every year, okay, that's what the stats say. And if you follow your system, you can get a third or at least 24 listings per year. Think about that. Now, of course, you have to get started. That might not be your first year. But by the time you have a 500 home farm and you're doing all the things that we told you in Winning the Day, you're sending out items of value, you're emailing when you have email addresses, and you're calling people, and you're door knocking, and you're pop buying, you're doing pop buys. Then you become the local expert, and you want to choose hopefully a high turnover area. Now in Las Vegas, that's not difficult. Applied analysis does such great stats, and the LVR does great stats, and you can figure out by zip code, how many houses are selling in different areas, and that helps you know what the high turnover areas are. And just remember that people want what they want when they want it, and on their terms. And that's from the book. That's from the book Business. The book Business. That's what it's called. The book Business. So when you do that kind of math, and you see that you can do 24 listings per year, and probably you're going to hopefully, if you're holding open houses, you're going to get some buyers out of that. And to think that you could consistently do that every year is an awesome goal. At least I think so. Excuse me. So we talked the other day, excuse me. I'm so sorry. We talked the other day about the 3-circle prospecting. And I really think that you should seriously consider doing that, because in this market, it is so relevant. And again, we got that from a broker in Florida, and it works for him, and he's doing a fantastic job, because the Florida market's a frenzy like ours. So we picked someone who was in a similar market, and they were kind enough to share that with us. So anyway, we are going to continue to remind you of these things throughout the next coming months, because we need more listings, everybody. We need more listings. So Win the Day. Here it is. I'll put it in the group again so that you don't forget it, and you can look at it and structure your calendar around this. And that's the other thing. You need to have a calendar. And so if you don't win today, you may, because you have a buyer, or you go take a listing, you've got 3 other days that you can go to for your Win the Day. That's why this works, because it gives you maneuvering room. We're not saying do this every day, because we know that's not even realistic. So when you win the day, and this is just really a fantastic way to do it. Win the day. So today, make 5 check-in calls, write 3 personal notes, and add a person to your database. Do that 4 times this week. That's all. You can do this, and you can do this. And when you hold an open house, that makes all of this so very easy, right? Because you're calling people back that came to the open house, and you're writing them personal notes, and then perhaps you're going to add 1 of those people to your database, or maybe 3. And now you've done 3 days worth of work just because you held an open house. So there's lots of ways to look at this, slice and dice it. But at the end of the day, you need to be adding people to your database, and you need to be listing and communicating. Consistency is the king. Context is the queen, meaning you want to send people relevant information. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. Short and sweet. Sorry I was late. Hopefully this just kind of got your gears thinking again about how you make it in this frenzied business we have. I just would love everybody to come Thursday to our class. We're doing Be the CEO of Your Life. You can Zoom or come into the classroom. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and you sign up at bee.vegas. See you all soon. Love you. Bye-bye.